Hello.
And mine.
Hello.
This week we're going to talk about Raoul Moat in what was possibly Britain's biggest manhunt. If you are...
What, man?
He was a Geordie. If you are a listener from outside the UK, you'll probably have never heard of this. But, you know, the police were in a bit of a panic over this, and certain sections of the population thought he might be a bit of a folk hero. Though we were denied the Ned Kelly shootout at the end, which is all I was hoping for.
Spoilers.
So you're going to go one way, Mike, and I say manhunt.
Was it Britain's biggest manhunt, you
I
said?
think it was, yeah, at the time, anyway.
Shall I find out live while you're introducing?
I'm sure I heard it was, certainly up to this point. And Paul Gascoigne makes an appearance, the legendary English footballer. Well, let's thank some new returning listeners and then we'll get into it. Warsaw in Poland, Boardman in the US, Odessa in Ukraine, if you two might meet soon. Ashburn in America, Frankfurt am Main in Germany, Council Bluffs and Greenville in the US, Gillingham in the UK, Birmingham in the UK, Falkenstein, Germany, Port Chiron and Des Plaines in the US, Guadalajara in Spain, and Itasca, I don't know how to say that. Itasca, we'll go with Itasca. Oh, you're in the US, thanks for listening. Tell a friend, tell several friends. Follow us on Facebook at Cutting the Bull in the Post-Truth Apocalypse, YouTube at Apocalypse Bull, SoundCloud and Spotify and all your other podcasting platforms. It's Cutting to the Bull in the PTA.
You are correct, Ben. It's known as the 2010 Northumbria Police Manhunt, and it is the biggest ever mounted police operation in Britain.
Well, they had the RAF out as well.
It was a big one.
So, Raoul Moat from Newcastle, and he was a nightclub doorman. You can tell by, if you do go and look at a picture of him, you'll see that he was probably a roid head as well.
It's got massive prick written all over him.
He has, he's that bloody... Oh God, that fucking idiot. It's in July 2010, Britain was shocked and fascinated by the biggest manhunt in the nation's history. But who was Raoul Moat and what devastating crimes did he commit?
Why did he have such a stupid fucking name?
Yeah, Raoul Moat, it's an odd one. Raoul.
And saying it in a Geordie accent, Raoul Moat, man.
It's true, I can't understand.
Have you seen Raoul?
Maybe Spanish dad?
Maybe, oh yeah.
I don't know, Spanish granddad possibly, he looks a bit white. He's...
You know.
Born in 1973, Raoul Moat was a former bouncer and tree surgeon from Newcastle upon Tyne. Fog on the Tyne.
He's all mine, all mine.
We should say for American listeners, tree surgeons, like somebody who cuts down trees. It's
Oh
not
yeah,
like
we don't operate on, we don't like, get this tree into the ER, start. We're cutting it open and
I'm losing him!
putting new wood inside.
I'm not losing another sycamore. Get out of the way.
You've got these saplings in plant pots watching from the side of the room. Like, his kids are here.
Listen, they'll probably survive longer if you stop giving them electric fucking shocks. Oh yeah.
His strength is sapping away.
Nice one.
He's bleeding out.
Here's the crown. Oh, we're already distracted. So, he used to cut down trees and be a bouncer.
Yeah. He was, by all accounts, a complex, contradictory man, a sociable Jack the Lad type who was prone to frightening fits of jealous rage, paranoia and violence. Many speculated that the avid bodybuilder's mood swings were worsened by steroid use. No shit, Sherlock. I wonder if the incredibly violent mood swingy man who's built like a brick shithouse is taking steroids.
I think these things are related, but I can't quite see how.
Oh God, I wish I was a detective.
Did his violent, jealous fits of rage begin round about the same time as the steroids? Or at least worsen? Ah, well.
I actually think in a surprising sense of, like, self-realisation, Moat himself had sought psychiatric help.
I'm a fucking lunatic, man!
Describing himself as emotionally unstable with, quote, areas of fault that needed addressing, like slapping your girlfriend around and things like that.
Well, here's my amateur psychology. Although he looks like a big, confident man, he obviously doesn't see that in himself, which is why he spent the time working on his body, building his body up, why he gets jealous, feels insecure.
Possibly a small penis.
It may be a small penis, we can only speculate.
Certainly after the steroid use.
Paul's an attractive lady because he cons them into thinking he's a nice, confident, man who looks after himself, but quickly it becomes apparent he's a control freak because he's got an ego and he feels
paranoid.
He's not good enough and he's paranoid and dead of a cunt, man.
Yeah, I think that kind of sums him up really.
I could be a psychologist. Easy.
We were that one on Instagram. I see the worst psychiatrist in the world.
Why am I the worst? I just fucking bang that.
Like, oh no, I feel insecure about my partner. Have you tried sleeping with him more?
That's good advice.
Yeah, sometimes the simple things.
There you go, Arkham's razor.
Yeah. Well, things finally spiralled out of control after he was released from Durham prison on the 1st of July 2010. Having served a short sentence for assault, an anonymous Facebook post hinted at what was to come. Also, domestic abuser going on for a while. He's always in and out of prison a little bit. Little things like this, assault, no doubt using his doorman job as an excuse to punch people. And some do. We've all met a cunty bouncer.
We have, yes.
Oh yeah.
So on Facebook, he said, "Just got out of jail. I've lost everything, my business, my property, and to top it off, my lass of 6 years has gone off with the copper that sent me down. Oof. I'm not 21 and I can't rebuild my life. Watch and see what happens." To which someone replied, "You okay, hun?" and PM me.
Yeah.
Thing is, if I had this guy on Facebook and I see this, I'm just going to go, delete that.
Attention-seeking cunt.
Deleting that.
I just think, well, I reckon that copper's going to get a slap.
Well, the best of it is, sadly, he wasn't a copper.
No, he'd been misinformed, hadn't he?
He has. Moat was intent on tracking down his ex-girlfriend, 22-year-old Samantha Stobbart. So he's got a fucking younger, hot missus. Yeah. He had it all if he wanted it.
That's why he was insecure about it.
Yeah, it's them steroids.
Yeah.
So his intent was
he had a daughter with her.
In the early hours of the 3rd of July, Moat arrived outside the Gateshead residence where Samantha was spending the night with her new partner, Chris Brown. They were also with friends, and he's got a sawn-off shotgun. He's hiding by the window. He's hearing them laugh and have fun, and because he's paranoid and insanely jealous, thinks they're laughing at him. To make it worse, he was under the impression Chris was a police officer, and Moat had an all-consuming hatred for the police. In actual fact, Chris was a karate instructor, and Samantha simply told Moat he was a copper in a vain attempt to keep her violent ex-boyfriend away.
Oh dear.
What is a karate fucking instructor?
Yeah, you can't...
That's just as good as a police officer,
You
isn't it?
can't karate your way out of bullets, can you? Hi! Oh, my hand!
He's not Neo.
Is he not?
No, all karate instructors cannot dodge bullets, sadly.
No, but he's got to be a bit of an art bastard, hasn't he?
Well, yeah, it depends what kind of karate. If you're thinking Karate Kid karate, then yes. But if it's like shitty exhibition karate, where it's like point, throw,
He's
light
still
kick.
probably better at kicking than we are, isn't he?
Oh God,
He'll kick the shit out of all of us, probably.
Yeah,
all
together.
three, yeah.
not if we turn up with sawn-off shotguns.
Well, as is evident.
But no, it's a really bad mistake that is made in that, and I feel very sorry for him. Like, oh yeah, he's a cop. You stay away. My new boyfriend's a cop. He probably has no fucking idea that she said that.
He just doesn't deserve it.
No.
Either way.
Now that Moat arrived on their doorstep, a looming 6'3" presence built like a brick shithouse and roided up to his eyeballs, armed with a sawn-off shotgun. And in the bloody moments that followed, Chris was shot to death by Moat, while Samantha was left wounded. They had to do so much surgery on her. Her guts were torn to shreds.
Oh, God.
She took the shotgun straight to the
Did she
stomach.
live?
She did survive, yeah. Yeah, they did a lot of surgery. Her guts were just shredded. It was unreal. Fleeing the scene, Moat's need for vengeance wasn't sated, and he was now intent on targeting a police officer. The next morning, Moat rang a friend to say that the shootings had lifted a huge cloud off his shoulders, and now he's, quote, full of beans.
I'm full of beans, man. Shot that cunt right in the fucking stomach.
And that afternoon, the police announced they were after Raoul Moat. They made 28 arrests while trying to track him down. The shootings had occurred just 4 weeks after gunman Derek Bird killed 12 people in Cumbria, and national news channels began speculating that another spree killer was on the loose. They always come along together.
I don't remember that one.
He was a taxi driver.
Oh, that rings a bell.
And he got himself his hands on a shotgun I think he might have legally owned. And just sort of went around driving, shooting people from the window kind of thing.
I do remember that, yeah.
But
I remember Raoul Moat as well.
Yeah, I remember that one, yeah. It got well, Raoul Moat was fucking huge, wasn't it? Especially when Gaza turned up.
That was just mental. I was very disappointed with how it ended.
Yeah.
We'll get to that. But yeah, Derek, so people, understandably, there's a sense of panic and a real sense from the police to actually react to this in a big way, because you've just had some guy who's killed 12 people, and we don't have stuff like that in the UK.
No, it's not very common.
It's not very common at all. So now you've got to show that you're a tough police force. You're going to get this guy.
Yeah.
The sheriffs are going after the bad guy, and armed police are deployed as well, which is something that in Britain in 2010 still didn't happen that often. Nowadays, they might as well just be an armed police force nowadays.
Yeah.
The amount of armed ones you do see.
Yeah.
Andy McAllister, an old friend of Moat's, answered a knock at the door and nearly shit himself when he saw the wanted criminal standing there. That's to quote Andy McAllister. I'm not adding that in. He tried to persuade Moat to turn himself in and claimed the murder was a crime of passion in a ploy to reduce sentence. However, Moat was unimpressed with the plan and left. Andy rang the police, but so did Raoul Moat, who had a bit of a gloat down the phone at him, and you're not going to catch me, like.
Yeah. Fucking prick.
In just 24 hours later, he came across PC David Rathband, police constable David Rathband, who was just literally parked up in his police vehicle in East Denton, Newcastle. Before PC Rathband could protect himself, Moat approached the car at the side and shot him through the window with the sawn-off shotgun with devastating effect. He did survive the attack but was left permanently blind.
Oh, fucking bastard.
So, even though the rampage was over, because he's shot 3 people. This is still bad for the UK.
Yeah.
But of course now he's shot a police officer.
On duty, in his uniform.
The full might of the thin blue line would descend upon him with great vengeance.
Yeah.
160 armed officers, which was around 10% of the total number available in England and Wales, were drawn from as far afield as London to track Moat down.
That's completely the other end of the island for anyone listening.
Yep.
I bet Americans can't believe that, can they?
That's all we've got.
1,600 armed police.
At the time.
Yeah.
In 2010, we had 1,600 armed police.
Well, the police have been cut since then, so it's probably less.
More have probably had firearms training.
But, 1,600 for the whole country is 60 million.
Well, we don't have guns.
No.
But the thing is, we do have footloads of knives and sword crimes. So do you think, I was thinking about this the other day, should our police be armed with swords with hilts?
Yes.
It might have an effect.
I think that's a really good idea. Police should be trained to duel with swords. I think as a gentleman I should be allowed to carry a sword myself. I think I should be allowed one.
And if things get really bad, they can have a broadsword strapped to their back, swing some power swings.
You never get it off your back, it's a broadsword.
Well, you got to keep it somewhere.
Your arms are only so long.
Well, then your mate will have to get it off you and give it you. And give it a good...
Call out the heavy... Get me my heavy sword.
You can give it, you can give it a
squire.
good step up and a swing. Literally take somebody in half.
You could go from shoulder to groin in one.
For knife
you
crime.
got it right.
Crime would go down.
Crime would go down. You have to have a department of road cleaners.
Maybe there's
get rid of the bodies.
Yeah,
and
well,
things.
that's a whole little cottage industry that'll be there around it. In 2000 AD, to deal with that, they literally have things called meat wagons that turn up and scoop up the bodies and take them to recycle. But I think there's a comic book in that. Knife crime gets so bad that we have to train our police to be like knights of old.
Ooh.
And they're a bit modern, a bit armour,
Yeah.
swords. You know, they go after the gangs.
I like it.
Yeah, with swords.
Yeah. You'd have some big burly bastard with a warhammer though, wouldn't you?
Yeah, that'd be fun. Bring in the big cunt.
Yeah.
Send in the big cunt. That's literally what the line will be.
Yeah.
And then the door comes.
Officer
boom.
big cunt on his
Door comes flying off the hinges, and there he is, Officer Big Cunt with his warhammer.
He's got a smiley face on his arm. And on his face plate, he's got a yellow smiley
There you
face. Yeah.
Officer Big Cunt. Oh, copyright us. Don't
Yeah.
steal our idea.
But no, I seriously think as an English gentleman, I should be allowed to carry a sword.
Bad idea.
It is a
I'm
bad
not
idea.
a fucking moron though, am I?
Yeah, but
No, but what I'm
Be
just
taken off you
Yeah,
and
taken
used
off you and
against you.
decapitate you.
Mike, I've been fighting people with swords for 400 years.
Here we
now.
go. You forgot that Ben's the hardest man that ever lived.
Well, no, because you've got to have training with it, haven't you? I think.
That wouldn't some little 14-year-old in this day and age, one will distract you
Yeah.
with their TikTok bullshit, and the other one will sneak up behind you, and before you know it, you'll have gone viral.
Yeah.
Kids steal old man's sword.
Decapitates in the town centre.
But surely I'd have to have some kind of qualification to be able to carry the sword.
That's years of training.
Yeah.
Well, it's up to you. That's what you want. I just think the police should have them.
Well, the police.
Not just blokes.
Batman's just a bloke.
He's not. He's a very rich bloke.
Oh yeah, true. I'm not as rich as Batman.
No.
I'm not, nowhere near.
Oh well, back to
Yeah.
the evil bastard.
So when a car believed to have been used by Moat was found near Rothbury, police immediately enforced a 2-mile exclusion zone around the market town. Armed police searched woods, fields and empty buildings, locals being told to stay indoors. Bushcraft expert Ray Mears,
No way.
Ray Mears from the TV,
I didn't know this.
Ray Mears from the telly, bushcraft man himself.
Was he wearing his shorts?
I hope so.
He was. I
I
bet.
bet he was in his bush gear.
Yeah.
No.
He was brought in to help police detect any trails Moat might have left. And an RAF tornado was even scrambled to sweep the area.
Yeah. They really wanted this fella.
The RAF tornado must have cost a fucking fortune.
What was they going to do? Like literally machine gun him out of the fucking
Yeah, I think
face of the earth?
I think it's more the thermal
Oh right,
sights,
okay.
you know.
They weren't going to launch a
Napalm.
rocket.
They're not going to napalm him. They go, yeah, drop the bomb and he's like, napalm.
What type of machine guns are? You know, like big. What
It would be a
size?
Gatling cannon.
Like,
I think it was the Vulcan at the time.
Just literally pink mist him.
Yeah, it would be misty, yes.
Oh fuck! That was a fox. Oh dear.
The clear danger posed by Moat was emphasised by a seething 49-page letter he'd given a friend to pass on to the police. Gaz, would you like to do Raoul Moat's voice for this quote of his?
The public need not fear me, but the police should, as I won't stop. Oh, fuck it, I've lost it, but we'll do it in normal English. the police need not fear me, but the police should, as I won't stop till I am dead.
The public need not fear me.
Yeah. He also compared himself to the Incredible Hulk.
Driven by a pure and irrepressible anger
Oh dear, he really didn't like the popo, did he?
and steroids.
Wonder what they did to him. Was he
Well, they locked him away, didn't they?
was he bummed with a truncheon?
Who's to say?
He
He
might have been
blames-
framed.
He blames them, doesn't he? Because they locked him away and then he lost his bird.
I wonder if he was framed.
No, there's nothing to do with the slapping her around feet for a couple of years they were together. Nothing to do with that. No, it's the police's fault.
And the policeman stole his bird, he thought.
Yeah.
Took me lass. Copper took me lass.
Well, the whole saga came to an end in the early hours of the 10th of July. Cornered by a riverbank, Moat engaged in a tense standoff before finally shooting himself dead. He was laid down, he's got the gun under him, the muzzle's against his chin. He's obviously, and the police are like, it's a standoff. They're literally just surrounding this guy. They're just looking at him down the sides of their
One
guns.
move and you are dead.
You bring that gun up and you're getting riddled.
Just do anything other than drop it.
So yes, he then proceeded to take his own life like a fucking coward that he is.
Like a big fat pussy.
I recorded the news this day because I was like, I got quite into it. And I was like, I really wanted the shootout. I wanted to see this gun get shot live on telly.
Well, You didn't get your wish, did you?
No, I didn't. I wanted a Ned Kelly style standoff.
Yeah, but Ned Kelly had a reason he was fighting for something. This guy was just a murdering, jealous prick.
I wanted the end of Young Guns 2, where they come out the building and bang,
that's
bang,
the thing.
and taken down. That's what I wanted.
You're missing the point. My point, that is exactly my point, is you need to have something to believe in to go out that way. Because do you know what I mean? Not if you're just fucking snuck up on his ex-girlfriend, shot her in the belly with a shotgun, and murdered a couple of innocent... Well, murdered one, shot two others, ruined that copper's life.
Yeah.
Like, severely ruined it. He was a bit of a cunt, wasn't he?
Yeah. Well, was Paul Gascoigne a friend of him?
World-class footballer.
Amid the tragedy and tension of the Raoul Moat manhunt, there was a surreal cameo appearance by football legend Paul Gascoigne. He arrived at the scene in Rothbury with lager, a box of chicken and tiger bread for the fugitive, saying that they were good friends and claiming he could persuade Moat to give himself up. I think he literally is going in the woods going like, Moaty, give yourself up like...
Can you imagine if Raoul Moat murdered Paul Gascoigne on live TV?
God.
The entire police force would have just opened up, wouldn't they?
And it would have been completely justified in that scenario.
You bastard, we all remember that goal against Scotland. I'm emptying the clip.
National treasure, Paul Gascoigne.
Now, Paul's appearance shocked everybody, from the press to police officers to his agent, who was on holiday at the time. He's watching the news.
Can you imagine?
He's on holiday in Mallorca. He's like, what the fuck is Paul doing there? He's like, I'm trying to get him on the way. What the fuck are you doing?
Can you imagine the scene? The agent's trying to relax on holiday, but he can't really, and his wife's like, can't you just relax? And he's like, I just hope Paul's behaving himself, like, because you know what he's like. He's on and off the booze and
drugs.
I'm sure he's fine, darling.
Just
Look,
relax.
let's just sit down, relax. We've got this lovely apartment. Let's just watch a bit of telly. Come here, babe. Sit next to me. Oh, you're probably right.
Yeah.
Sits down. Telly comes on. Fuck me.
Paul Gascoigne at Raoul Moat manhunt, leaving us some
Book
lagers
a
and
fucking flight now. Oh, Paul.
Now, of course, Gaza wasn't allowed to penetrate the police perimeter. And it later transpired that he and, quote, Moaty didn't actually know each other at all. According to Paul himself, he dreamt up the friendship after drinking alcohol and taking cocaine. Like, I know that. Like,
It's me friend Moti. I gotta go and save Moti. Who the fuck's Moti?
he was the
You know, my best mate Moti. Paul, I think you've had too much cocaine. No, you have.
Apparently he'd had 14 lines of cocaine.
This is what happens when his agent goes on holiday.
Yeah.
Gaz,
You can't be left alone.
you're more in the know with Class A's than I am. 14 lines, is that a lot in a,
I'd say so.
in a night? I mean, is that dangerous levels? Is there a dangerous level?
It's impossible to, because it all depends on the
Tolerance.
cocaine, on his tolerance, how much he's used to it, how much he's had to drink, but it can't ever be considered a small amount by anybody's. It could, if it's very strong stuff, it's definitely enough to start having the sort of psychosis where you invent an entire friendship and go and buy some chicken and some lagers. Moti loves chicken and lagers. We make Moti. And then go to a police standoff when you're a world famous ex-footballer. Yeah, I'd say it's quite a bit.
Fair enough.
Or as Gaza would call it, breakfast. In those days.
Several arrests were made in relation to Raoul Moat. 2 accomplices were given very lengthy jail sentences.
Who were the two accomplices then? And what?
They didn't do anything.
Did they hide him, did they?
They drove him about, basically.
And did they ever find out who gave him the gun? Where the gun came
No, they didn't. One was 26-year-old Colin Ness, who'd been with Moat on the night. He shot him again, driving him about. Despite not pulling the trigger himself, Ness was convicted of murder along with other offences, handed 40 years.
Oh dear.
The other was 23-year-old Raoul Moat, who acted as a driver for Moat and was present when he shot PC Rathband. He was given 20 years for attempted murder. Another offensive. These people are not nice people though either, are they? They are.
Well, look,
they're a bit scummy.
there's no way they could
Bit
say
harsh,
that they
though.
didn't know what he was going to do. He got in their car with a sawn-off shotgun
Well,
and said, "If you see a copper, stop." There's one. You can't really say that you didn't know.
But
And hey Mo,
he's got a gun. Are you going to turn him down?
And he's
obviously
full of
that
roids.
didn't work in court, did it?
No. Are you telling me?
So that would be my defence, wouldn't it be yours?
Yeah, are you telling me that I don't do what the aggressive, roided up man with a sawn-off shotgun wants me to do?
Well,
When he says drive, I'm driving. Because he's going to fucking shoot me.
Yeah, that's a good point, but I guess the judge just went, well, you're a fanny, you know John McClane, you knew what he was up to. Or maybe they could prove he knew, maybe there's texts that prove you knew exactly what he wanted you to do.
We don't know, do we?
So what happened to PC David Rathband? He was blinded, obviously, by Raoul Moat and became a well-known figure following his ordeal. A very active charity campaigner, he founded the Blue Lamp Foundation, which aims to provide financial aid for members of the emergency services who were injured in the line of duty. However, the trauma of what happened continued to haunt him. Matters were made worse when his wife left him following the revelation of an affair. David Rathband tragically took his own life in February 2012, with the coroner citing the breakdown of his marriage and the unimaginable attack by Raoul Moat as the major reasons for his suicide. So Raoul Moat did claim one last victim.
Well, that's a happy ending.
Yeah.
What a cunt. Not the copper, obviously. Oh dear. His wife's a bit of a bitch, isn't she?
Well, who had the affair? That's why I'm confused here.
I
Matters were
don't
made
know.
worse when his wife left him following the revelation of an affair. That suggests that he had the affair.
Well, it could also just suggest the opposite, couldn't it? It's very unclear.
It's not clear, is it?
No, it's unclear. But I think the most likely thing is, isn't it, as he's a blind, depressed former copper, is that she was shagging a tennis instructor who wasn't depressed or blind.
It's quite possible.
Yeah.
And then he got even more depressed.
Shit.
And at least he was probably thinking, well, I've lost my sight, but at least I've still got my wife. It's the one thing I've still
more
got.
than anything.
What's that sound?
Oh, no.
Four?
Honey,
Are you playing tennis or just grunting?
I'm just very tired. Oh. Oh God, sorry, I had to try and bring a bit of levity to the situation.
Well, the thing is with Raoul Moat is he went on to become... The reason what fascinates me a little bit about this as well is that
Because you're a sick cunt.
he became a bit of a folk hero to some people, thick people.
Yeah, low intelligence people, low lives.
I guess maybe they see it as fighting back against the system somehow. Maybe.
Wearers of baseball caps and tracksuits.
Because he can't exactly be admired, can he?
Well, unless you really, really hate the police and people who you think are the police who are not the police, just innocent karate instructors. It's a very specific group.
It's very niche.
Yeah.
There was a Facebook site at one point called RIP Raoul Moat, You Legend, with 9,708 people.
Fuck me.
Some people bizarrely blame the entire fiasco on women, from his girlfriend to women in public service. Many thought he just might be mentally ill, which I guess he was, but...
Oh, yeah. Massively insecure, jealous.
I'm going to read
lunatic.
you a direct quote from Facebook. Well, this will show you the level of intellect we're dealing with. I don't agree with what he done, but he did have his reasons. The lad is a legend in my book. He outran and outsmarted the police for over a week. No, he hid in the woods. Enough respect, my man. You're the best soldier ever to ever come out at the North.
What the fuck? Thought he was going to say you're the best soldier to ever come into my mouth.
I don't get the mentality of that.
No.
But then I think that these people, as we can tell by the grammar...
Well, it said there, it's like a sort of particular brand of like disenfranchised white working class, low intelligence person. You know the type.
We've all met them.
We're surrounded by them.
Now, Gaza, at the time when he did his visit, he was his most vulnerable, involved in a gruelling battle with alcohol addiction, and he snorted, like I say, 14 lines of cocaine before heading to the site where the killer was. My God, Raoul Moat has got a fucking case of gammon face, hasn't he? He's
looks
very
like-
red-faced.
He is king of the gammons, isn't
Do
he?
you know what he looks like? He looks like if you got Tommy Robinson and you plugged him into an air hose and just pumped him, and pumped him up a bit,
He does a bit, doesn't
it'd
he?
be him. Spit.
Yeah. Speaking to the mirror in February 2020, Paul said, I just remember that I was in a taxi. I had a fishing rod, some chicken, 4 cans of lager and a fishing jacket. I thought I could take Raoul Moat fishing because he was near a river. I told the taxi driver, head for the airport. And then when we went to Newcastle Airport, I said, head for Rothbury. The taxi driver said, you're not going where I think you're going. And I said, yes, I am. I was telling the taxi driver I could save him. And I said, listen, I've been through so much. I am the best therapist in the world. I can save him. I think I genuinely believe that.
Bless him.
Oh, God love him.
So, there we have it. Britain's biggest manhunt. Bit of an anticlimactic ending, in my opinion.
Britain's biggest manhunt for a really big cunt.
I like it.
He was no hero. He snuck up on some people,
Well, this is
shot
it.
them when they were least expecting it, and then hid like a bitch.
Yeah.
You know, and then shot himself like a bitch.
I think bitch is the right word to describe Raoul Moat.
So anyone who is your hero to, your hero's a bitch. A silly dead bitch.
Suck it.
Yeah. And his girlfriend survived anyway, didn't she?
She did. She did.
Thank God, yeah.
And your kid's probably being raised by a nice person.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, who does karate.
Was it his kid?
He
Yeah,
was his
he had a
kid,
kid.
Oh,
yeah.
right, okay.
I don't think she's going to go for another karate instructor.
Maybe not. Maybe a gun instructor.
Yeah, upgrade.
You'd be keeping an eye on that kid, wouldn't you? If you were
Oh, yeah.
the mother, you'd be like,
Well, I suppose Raoul's dead though, isn't he?
I know,
His
yeah.
followers might try and
No, I'm on about
avenge
the
him.
kid might grow up to be like his dad.
Oh, yeah. You wouldn't let him
I
play
think
with
it's a
toy
daughter.
guns.
Oh, is it a
Oh,
daughter?
it's
Daughter.
daughter.
What's
Still,
it
no
still?
toy guns for you.
Yeah.
No steroids for you.
Yes, or no violent activities in any kind. Maybe she'd be a police officer.
That'd be
That
ironic.
would really piss in his dead face, wouldn't it?
It would.
Ah, well.
I mean, I feel sorry for the guy originally. I mean, but you can't. There's no excuse for that.
No.
Oh, people
No,
have to
Look,
excuse.
he was in jail for a reason. No smoke
Yeah,
without
yeah.
fire. Brought it all this he brought upon himself. You know, yes, she told him he was a copper and he wasn't. But still doesn't mean you should go sneak up on him and shoot
No,
him.
but it is shitty when your partner leaves you for someone else and you've got a daughter as well.
Well, you shouldn't smack him around.
No, I'm with you, mate.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it is shitty, but
He's an
again,
animal.
no fucking excuse for that. That's insane.
Fucking loony.
You
Right?
just suck it up, then you move on. That's it.
Yeah. Or shoot yourself. Which he did in the end, I
What you did in
suppose.
the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, which you should have done in the first place rather than taking the lives of other people.
Yeah, see what I mean? Straight to that step. That's the
Straight
answer.
to that step.
You've done the hard bit. You've got your hands on a sawn-off shotgun. Just you don't have to take anyone else out with you or leave a mark. Just stick it in your gob.
49-page letter.
Fuck me.
I bet that was fucking illegible, wasn't it?
Oh,
And I tell you something, I'll never forgive Alan Shearer for leaving.
yeah.
That was on like page 36.
Mickey Quinn.
Yeah. They never should have cancelled Baker Grove. Used to love that.
Talksport Geordie that phoned in
What did he
started
say?
crying because remembering Mickey Quinn at Newcastle. Mickey Quinn, I just love Mickey Quinn.
I just love him. Oh dear.
Explain to the listener who Mickey Quinn is like.
Yeah, he was an ex-footballer, played for Newcastle in the 80s.
The Geordies are very passionate about their football.
Yeah.
You've got to give them that.
They certainly are. Did you ever watch something at school called Geordie Racer?
No,
Remember it? It was like
No.
a learning programme.
I don't think so.
About a little Geordie kid. Geordie Racer, Geordie
Barely understand Geordies.
Racer.
The best of times, well, that's the problem.
Yeah, it's very difficult. Well, fuck Raoul Moat. That's my final thought.
Yeah, fucking.
Yep, I echo that.
Yeah, it's just one fucking lunatic and brings down the full mark. 10% of the fucking armed police. That's a lot.
It wasn't exactly... It's quite a pathetic killing spree, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it snuck up on a copper who was like just chilling in his
Right.
car,
Yeah.
probably thinking about tits.
Well, he could have been.
It's a very good chance. of all the things available to him in the cosmos in that moment, if you're going to bet, it's a good chance it was tits.
He could have been thinking about his
wife's tits.
Yeah.
The case he'd just been on, what he'd been up to, where he was going next. He
Could
could have been a
have.
professional guest.
Could have. But he's still a man. There's a very high chance that he was thinking about tits or something sex related.
Well, there is that.
Yeah. Why else would you just sit in a car staring into space?
And considering he considered himself and compared himself to the Hulk, hardly the same trail of destruction left in his wake, is it?
Pathetic. It's a disgrace to the name.
Yeah, he did not smash.
No.
Which is good. I mean, don't get me wrong, though.
Yeah, no, but
Good that there weren't any victims.
I get your point. Your point is he was shit.
Yeah, he was.
He was a big pile of shit. So
And now he's dead.
Yeah.
It's quite satisfying to be able to say it, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
Well, on that note, I've been Ben. Do as thou wilt, unless you're Raoul Moat.
Yeah. Don't do that.
Don't do any of that.
No.
Love is the law, remember?
Yeah.
Well, I've been Mike. Thanks for listening. Peace out. May the force be with you.
I've been Gaz, Free Biff Tannen. Bye.